Right now we're dealing with closures that, I mean, how do you close something without the legal authority to do it? Well, you make your signs really confusing. That's how you do it. Guys, this is Carl at the Race Red channel. One thing that really annoys me about how they mark the trails a lot of times is the Forest Service will put a trail marker that says trail closed in big bold letters. So as a passerby, all you see is trail closed. But then when you go right up to it, you can read that it really says trails only closed to vehicles 50 inches or more. Well, this is what riders are faced with. What they used to do is they put a motorcycle and then a four-wheeler, and the four-wheeler would have an X through it, and a side-by-side, like just put something with an X through it. That way people can clearly see what's open and what's not. Right now we're dealing with closures that, I mean, how do you close something without the legal authority to do it? Well, you make your signs really confusing. That's how you do it. And that's what's been happening. I've been seeing a lot of these signs, especially up at Cambridge. A lot of the remote locations have these really confusing signs that make it look like the trail is closed when it's actually not. And in this case, the trail has returned to nature because riders are seeing the sign and they're turning back. And I'm faced with a decision here do I cut the trail in? Do I just keep riding and cut the trail back in? Once it's gone, it's really hard to figure out where the trail should be. I think the Forest Service puts those signs up to close trails without actually closing them. But this is ridiculous. I mean, should we try to cut it and try to figure it out?
It looks like it goes here and then it dives down that way. Pull that.
Dusty. This stuff is almost disappeared to this point. Behind me, I'm coming back down it. We lost the single track, couldn't find it again, and we just didn't want to spend all day trying to figure it out. But we're gonna be back with some trail tools and start clearing this stuff out and recut the single track. And hopefully you guys can help with that. This is Indian Creek, trail number 227. But we need more riders out here with onX maps, and you're gonna need a map to see where the trail goes. We found it again on a side hill, like way out there, but it really took some effort. Bike is running good, 32-to-1 Maxima. I use the full synthetic Maxima 2-stroke oil. Super M is also, that's part synthetic. A lot of times when I'm trail riding, I'll use a Maxima Super M. But I use 32-to-1 because I just think it's a lot more volume. Well, it is a lot more volume than the 60-to-1, the 80-to-1 oils. And the volume is something that I think you need in your gas when you're lubricating your engine with it. Because if you don't have any volume, then you don't have any cushion. And sure, it might lube really well, but even though it reduces friction, in my opinion, you still need that gap. Like all things, the engine isn't a perfectly operating machine, and I think you need a little bit more cushion for those little increments of error. Just my opinion. But I use Maxima 32-to-1 is what I use, and it's been working out really well for me. Really pretty up here. Got to that lookout yesterday at sunset, and it was absolutely beautiful. But this one is looking really nice too. Horse Mountain Lookout.